It was a historic first in pageant history. 3 major pageant queens, all women of color, had taken the 2019 crowns.
Hey y'all, it's Cheslie Kryst. I'm right here in New York City making history.
Our dear friend knew just how monumental a moment this really was.
Cheslie used to say that when she was competing for the final night, she didn't think that she was going to end up winning because somebody that kind of already looked like her won teen. And so she thought there could only be one person to fill that space. And this kind of solidified to her that, like, you don't need to be the token person of color there. There can be all of you in the room at once.
Miss Teen USA Kaliegh Garris was one of Cheslie's closest confidants.
Honestly, I spoke to Cheslie more than I spoke to my own sisters. I feel like we were so much alike. I feel like we were the same person, just in different fonts, because I was the meek and mild, kind of awkward one of our group, and she was always so confident within herself. And so she always tried to tell me that, like, it's okay to be like the awkward one, the weird one, to be the funny one. And so she was always just there to encourage me to be my best and to strive for my best. And she believed in me in times where I didn't think I was able to accomplish certain things. And she was always my #1 cheerleader, and I could just call her whenever. She used to always send pizzas to my apartment randomly to make sure I was like eating, because I was in college and I was a broke college student. So she just always had my back, and I still think now, like, after this is something that I would have called her and been like, hey, this is how it went. Like, what do you think of this? How's your day going? So it's kind of odd because you miss out on having those conversations, because she really was just always like kind of my backbone, protector, bear that was always there.
Kaliegh opened up for the first time since Cheslie took her own life, revealing her favorite memories of her best friend and roommate.
I was very, very prone to borrowing a lot of her things. Clothes, I have so many of her clothes and shoes right now. And she would just let me borrow anything that I needed, because she knew that, like, I have a chaotic mind. I was never fully all together, so she kind of held me down to be more put together, which was so nice. In her bedroom, she had a whiteboard that had like affirmations and like a checklist of things to do on her day-to-day. And it would change occasionally, but the one thing that I knew always stayed on there was be a good role model for Kaliegh. And so that just made me feel very special and know that she really did care about me.
Their Essence digital cover shoot was one of their best days together.
Business in the front, a little bit of party in the back.
Cheslie, on that day, we were so excited because there was all these really cool vintage pieces from Black designers that we were going to be able to try on and kind of dress up in, and we were getting different hairstyles, and the hairdressers knew how to do our hair, which was something that doesn't happen a lot on sets. And it was just amazing to have like your hype woman there, because Cheslie was always my hype woman, and we were just hyping each other up the entire shoot. And also having Nia there and having their close bond and seeing their sisterhood and all of our sisterhoods kind of coming together. It was just a remarkable day.
The advice I would give other women, just be different.
She always encouraged me to be the best version of myself. I've realized how much she cared for others and would always ask how you were, rather than speaking about herself. Her impact on me personally will be when somebody asks, like, how are you? Making sure you ask back, how are you as well? But then also being sure to tune in onto what other people are experiencing as well. Something like this makes you realize, like, everybody really is going through their own personal experience. Like, you see people walking on the street and it's the first time you have ever seen them, and you just think like you are the only one experiencing these individual experiences, and you're not. There's so many lives going on, so many different experiences. And so I think that's why we just need to be kinder, take a little bit more time to ask, how are you back? And just on the world in general, it goes to show that you can be successful and have all of these things, but that does not mean that everything always has to be okay. And I think that shows us that it's okay. As cheesy as it sounds, it's okay not to be okay, because it really is. And there are people out there that love you and care about you. And this experience has showed me that there are tons of people out there supporting me, whether I know it or not. Just the outpouring of support has been there.
If you are struggling and need help, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-8255. Thank you for watching. If you want more Extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.